Hey there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my thoughts for how my daughter's album is coming together and also putting together some pages using the Nordic Nights collection from Cocoa Daisy. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, you guys, so this is one of my daughter's albums. This is actually, I think, volume 3, which I have 2019 through 2021 on here, but this thing is getting chunky. So I'm thinking I might end up having to split it even into more albums than what I currently have. That's okay. If I have to pick up more albums, that's fine. Pumpkin also, my cat also decided to take a bite out of this album, so that's why it's like that. And it's got a handprint, but this is the 3rd volume in her albums. And I've been focusing on documenting high school, which this album is her 9th grade through junior year of high school at this point in time. So I haven't done the cover page, but I'm going to just take you through a little bit in this album. I have shared a ton of stuff about her high school album and her childhood albums that was in a previous video, which I will link at the end of this video if you are interested in seeing that. But I'm going to share just a little update. So if you haven't seen that one, I would suggest going to see that one or at least watching it after this one. So let me jump. So anyways, what I had done was I had kind of been just adding pages in here about her life. As I decided to put them together, oftentimes they were prompted by story kits or other kits I was working with, but I didn't really have any rhyme or reason to what I was doing. Then last year, I decided to really tackle doing some monthly recaps and kind of getting this album put together. She's in college now. I kind of wanted to solidify her high school albums, although I'm not rushing myself. So basically what I did during last year was I took the monthly Cocoa Daisy kit, and for that corresponding month, so the January kit, I created a pocket page spread about January. And then I did one for February and March and so on and so on. I also added in here some inserts as I created other pages that kind of went along with that. So here was a 9x12 I had created. Probably actually back in 2020 about the TV shows she was watching. And then here I created this spread about her birthday, her 15th birthday, and then back to my recap pages. So I do have some gaps in 2020, and that's kind of where I'm going to be focusing this year, is trying to fill in those gaps and continuing on. So let's see here. On through 2021. So if you watched my video earlier this month, I shared, along with my unboxing video of this collection from Cocoa Daisy, I shared my process for putting together this page about January 2021. So I'm going to be doing the exact same process that I did in 2024 to recap 2020. Now in 2025, I'm going to be recapping 2021 using those kits. And by the end of 2025, I will have the entire year documented in pocket pages. That said, I also like adding inserts. So like December 2020, I added in 2 inserts here to tell more of the story. And I think I could add a little bit more. I do have like her Christmas list and some other things in here. And eventually I will try to finalize all of this. So part of what I'm doing this year, in addition to 2021, is going back and filling in gaps. So I did some here in October, and I have some older ones that I've done, but here in July, I did this last July with the July kit, but I have a gap here. So when we get to the summertime and I'm working with either July or August kit, I will probably create something to go there. Now I'm working with a January kit, which means I'm going to be focusing on January stuff like this. I'm not going to be doing a June spread using the January kit, but these are very wintry, so it doesn't have to be January. It could be February. It could be December. So I flipped back here and I did not do 2019. I started with 2020 because this album starts in 9th grade, which was almost towards the end of 2019. It's September 2019. So I do have those last few months. I might go and do those. For her middle school and elementary school, I'm not doing in as much detail for a number of reasons. I just, photos weren't as good. I don't have as much content. I don't remember as much. So I'm really focusing on high school, and maybe eventually I will go back and fill those in. I do have more information about how I'm documenting those years in that other video. So definitely check that out if you're curious. So looking here, it's to the beginning of 2020. I have some 2019, I have this 2019 spread that I did, documenting a snow day we had using these pocket pages, but I have some gaps here. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do today is create some spreads to fill these 2 pages for 2019. And so I went back and I went onto my computer, and one of the things we did in December 2019 was we took a trip to New York City. We only live a couple hours away. And we went to the Color Factory, which this photo is from. So I'm gonna use this in this page protector and create a page on here to document that. I'm also maybe going to do something here, and I'm thinking I could do a page that is our New York City trip. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that using this kit, but that is something that I probably will want to include in here. I'm not sure that I'm going to do monthly recaps ever for the 2019 portion. I might just do some like little inserts like this, because I did do this like 9th grade recap, and like I already have this Halloween page. And I was thinking I have this pocket page. I have some of her stuff from her high school, which she doesn't go there anymore. She's graduated. And I have her grades here and stuff. So I have, her schedule, her school photos, and I have the first day of high school in here. So I will probably like add stuff in. But I'm thinking in addition to filling in gaps in 2020 and 2021, I'm thinking I'm going to fill in like the second half of 2019. So working with a winter collection, I could add something here into February. Now, I have these 2 pocket pages, and for some reason, when I have these big pocket pages, I want an insert. So I probably will create an insert here. I'm not sure if I will use this kit. I may wait for the February kits. And then I'm also looking towards the end of the year, like December. And like I said, I could do something here, but I think my focus is going to be December 2019. So this is going to be where I start, and then probably something here, and we'll see. So I'm going to put you guys on fast forward while I put some of those pages together. I'm not sure I'm going to do them all on video, but I will share all of them with you guys on my Instagram, the ones that I don't put together here. The other thing that I'm thinking is I also want to use some of this collection in my 2025 Project Life album. And if you've been following me for 2024, you've seen I have used bits and pieces of the 2024 collection in my Project Life album, but I haven't used the entire kit because I put my pages together before the month starts because I'm on the creative team. So I'm thinking I'm going to make myself a page kit for a spread in January 2025, pulling pieces from the collection, and I will set those aside. And so I might do that on this video as well. Okay, so this one comes together pretty quickly. I feel like these kits were super easy to work with, so my spreads both came together very quickly. This one, I'm starting with this photo from the Color Factory. I absolutely love this photo. I have a similar one of me, but this one is of my daughter, and I just love these photos so much. Looking at them now, 5 years later, I realize like the photo quality is not what I wish it was, but I would guess that since that time, they have upgraded their cameras in the Color Factory. But if you've never heard of Color Factory, it is this place you can go where they just have all of these like fun exhibits that are interactive. There's a lot of photo ops. It's very fun for teenagers, but also for little kids, or even for adults. I had a ton of fun as well. So I highly recommend, if you have an opportunity to go, to check it out. So for this one, because I have this really fun photo, I wanted the photo to be the highlight of my spread, and the products are just going to add to it. So I'm using my photo as my background, and my thought was I'm going to put some pattern paper on top of it and add a title. There are so many pattern papers that I love in this collection. I really struggle to figure out which one I wanted to do, but I ultimately go with that striped paper. I do think about looking through the Project Life cards there for a while, thinking that I could use one of those instead of the pattern paper. The 3x4 cards would be perfect to cut down and use as a base. So it's always important to remember that those do not have to go into pockets, even though they are clearly designed for that. They work really well as smaller pieces of pattern paper. I'm cropping down this striped one here. Honestly, I love this one, but the paper on the back of it is my absolute favorite, one of my favorite pattern papers of all time. So it was kind of tough to use this side, but I do use the other side on another project that I have shared on my Instagram. I have also shared the completed photo of this project earlier this month. So if you want to check that out in more detail, you can head over to my Instagram and see that there. So I added that base of that pattern paper and I just rounded the corners. And then I'm going to use the puffy stickers from the kit to add the title. So I'm going to write Color Factory New York City. And so I'm starting with factory so it can be centered on the pattern paper and just making sure that it will fit. And then I will go ahead and add the color and the New York City. Some of these, when you pull them off of the pad, still have like the little centers of the letters in there that you have to punch out. So that's what I'm doing. When you see that I'm kind of like messing with them a little bit, I'm punching out the center of like the O there. These alphas in this kit were white, which I really like because it's so versatile. You can use it on so many different things. Plus, it's very wintry to me. I like all the whites in this kit because it just, I don't know, it just made me want it to be winter, which is very surprising because I hate winter. I'm just not a cold person, but for whatever reason, I just love this kit and it made me super excited for winter. So thank you, Cocoa Daisy. Then I added a rolling date stamp and I'm pulling out the stamp set from the kit to add a sentiment stamp on there as well. I often forget to use the stamp sets in the kits, but when I do, I'm always so happy that I did. So I need to remember to do that a bit more often. I feel like I forgot to mention this earlier, but for this page, I'm using only the scrapbook kit from Cocoa Daisy and the pocket card add-on, although I don't believe I actually use any of the pocket cards on this spread. So it's just the scrapbooking kit that I use for this project. I added a couple of those stars on there and then I'm going to call this one done. I went back to my album to try to find another place to fill in a gap, and I found that there was a divided page protector with 4 pockets on a 6x8 page in the album for December 2019. So I printed out these 2 photos of my daughter from that month, and I'm just going to create a very simple pocket page spread to put in her album. Pocket pages are great to recap older spreads or older photos because it's just so easy to get the page put together. So essentially, I have those 2 photos of her. She was doing like a photo shoot with her friends. At this point in time, I believe she was a freshman in high school. So that was what they were doing very often. And it's so much fun to look back on these photos and remember that time. Then I'm just pulling through the cards to pick 2 to put on here. I'm not going to do any extended journaling because this was 5 years ago, and I also don't really have anything to say about these photos where she was just doing a photo shoot with her friends. The photos kind of speak for themselves. So this gave me an opportunity to use some of the super fun cards from the kit. I picked that one with the little penguin on it. It's just so adorable. And then the one that says snow on it, because these were photos taken after some snow. You can see she's in the middle of the road, but there's snow on the sidelines. And I wanted to just add something else to this spread. I'm using all of the collection that I received. So I have the scrapbook kit with the pocket card add-ons, and I have the stationery kit and the classic cousin sticker kit and the washi trio. So I'm pulling bits and pieces from everything that I received to add on here. I added a snowflake sticker with a word phrase strip on top to one of the photos. I just felt like the photos were a little bit plain on their own and they needed some sort of embellishment. And then I'm adding that puffy snowflake on there just to have a bit of dimension and that pop of white because the sticker in the background did not have white. And I just love the white so much in this collection. And with the snow photos, I just felt like it worked really, really well. Next, I'm going to pull over some washi tape and add that to this snow card just to kind of personalize it and add a little bit more color. As much as I loved how the spread was turning out, I felt like it just needed a little bit more color because my daughter's outfit was just like blue and black, and the photos just had like the black and white background. So I just wanted something besides blue, white, and black. So this washi tape was perfect. This was just the basic little stripe one. I feel like Coco Daisy has used a similar pattern in the past, and I just love the way their stripe washies work. They're so versatile, and they have all of the colors in the kit, so it coordinates perfectly with this collection. I considered adding something else on there, but ultimately, I decided that this was enough. I didn't need to overthink it. I just wanted to have these photos in her album. So I'm just going ahead and slipping everything into the pockets, and then I'm going to quickly show you how this all fits into her album here. So as you saw in the beginning, there were some gaps in her album. So this is the 2019 section. I added in that pocket page protector and the Color Factory one around another page that I had made a long time ago. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye.